do there. You know what I mean? So I kind of did that after my divorce. But subhanAllah, even though dating in Islam is wrong, I met a very beautiful man that I knew from middle school, who was my friend in middle school and evidently liked me in middle school, but never let me know. And so he came back into my life, and he was an extremely stabilizing force during the treacherous road of divorce. And he really helped keep my perspective and keep my head on and let me know that I deserve to be loved. And excuse me, I don't know why I'm getting emotional. Like I said, I'm pregnant, so that's a part of it. But yeah, he basically helped pick up the pieces that my ex-husband had created. And I don't know what I would have done without him at that point in my life. I really don't. And he loved me, and he loved my little girl, and, you know, nothing was perfect. Nothing's ever perfect, but when I tell you that man was an anchor for me, you know, but he encouraged me with getting back to my faith, which was so surprising for me because I had not had that support system before. Because mind you, my family was also taken back by my transition to Islam. But my mother was a worldly woman, so it's not that she was just, oh, you're going to hell. Like, my ex-husband did not understand that. And a lot of people don't understand that Allah and the God of the Bible and the God of the Torah are all the same. They're why scholars call those three faiths the Abrahamic faiths, because they are all faiths that are kind of sort of based on Abraham, even though I would say from a novice standpoint that Judaism is more so based on Moses. So, but it does go up through Abraham, of course. So, I didn't get as much pushback from my family as I got from my ex-husband. But again, with meeting the man that, or getting back in contact with the man that would become my next husband, I did not know that at the time, because during this divorce, I swore that I would not get back legally married to save my life, because it took a lot to get divorced. Good googly moogly. It takes a lot to get divorced. It's much easier. I had an aunt say it to me and I didn't really believe her, but it is a lot easier to get married than it is to get divorced. So just be ready before you make that jump, you know what I'm saying? But not to say that I was never going to be with anybody again or being in a committed relationship with anybody again, but I also felt like from a African American standpoint, not so many years ago, it was illegal for my ancestors to get married. So what they would do is jump the broom. And so before the eyes of God and their family or the people in their community, they were married and acted as such to the best of their ability with the things that were going on. So that is where I saw myself going, but little did I know I would end up married again. However, during our courtship, which I technically was not supposed to be involved in as a Muslima, he still was very supportive. So it came up on Ramadan time. And even though I was not covering and I was not doing the things that I was supposed to be doing, I still wanted to participate in Ramadan, because Ramadan is the holy month for Muslims, and it's a very spiritual time, and I had felt the blessings of Ramadan before, and so I wanted to do it again. And so I practiced Ramadan, but I was practicing Ramadan by myself, which is extremely hard. I wasn't even going to the masjid like I should have been, which I had been introduced to the masjid when I took my shahada. I kind of pulled away from the masjid that I was going to. Being in Mississippi, there's not a whole lot of masjids. At that time, I only knew of the one that I had been going to, which was in Madison, Mississippi Islamic Center, I believe. MIC. That could stand for something else. Madison Islamic Center. One of them. So I had been going there, but there is a very strong Arab community there. Mind you, never had an issue with anybody being racist towards me or anything like that, which is an issue in the Muslim community with Arab Muslims and African American Muslims. African Americans are basically at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to everybody. Pretty much everybody thinks we're dirt. I don't think that, but a lot of people do. But I never ran into that at MIC. I just want to make that clear. I was only ever met with kindness. However, a lot of people there, their first language is not English. So I would be sitting there with the sisters and they would be speaking their native tongues around me, not to exclude me, but just because that was more comfortable for them. You know what I mean? So I would end up feeling alone a lot. And then I also felt like I had a lot of questions and things that pertain to me as a Black woman that nobody else could really relate to there, that I couldn't really talk to. So I had kind of pulled away from going to the masjid at this time, but I was still fasting through the day. Did not understand the concept of suhoor because I am not a morning person, and suhoor is waking up to have that meal before the sun comes up, before you fast all day and don't break the fast at night. Suhoor is a very, 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 very important part of fasting. However, I would still fast all day, no water, no food, and then I would go hang out with, my husband's name is London, so I would go hang out with London to break my fast. He would have dates for me, and he would have water, which that is what you break your fast with as a Muslim. He would have a clean towel for me to pray on because I did not have a prayer mat at that time that I kept with me. And he would also make sure I had an extra towel to cover my head. He was just very accommodating and understanding, even though it was something he knew nothing about. And he asked questions. He wasn't just like gung-ho, like, I want to be a Muslim at this point. But, he was very inquisitive and very supportive. And that's all I think that was needed. So fast forward, a year, 2 years, 2 years. One of them, time flew. And then, Ramadan has been in the summer these past couple times. So I would say fast forward about 2 years. Back around to another Ramadan, this most recent Ramadan that we just had. I started doing this channel, Savannah Speaks, and I started uploading my poetry, which I've been writing poetry since 7th grade. It's very important to me, very close to my heart. I think I'm okay. Don't think I'm the best, but a lot of people like it, so I wanted to share it. Started this channel, and if you go back and kind of watch the poetry videos, you'll see me go from where I was to slowly transitioning back to where I had been. Now, if you actually go on my personal Instagram page, you can kind of see the transition more in detail to where I went from Christian person, regular, American, to Christian covering, to Muslim covering, Muslim not covering, Muslim recovering. Like, you see that whole transition. I have not gone through the process of like deleting a whole bunch of pictures and da-da-da-da-da. I am from the age of social media. I've had my Facebook page since I was in 8th grade. It's out there. I can go and delete every picture of me with my hair uncovered. If you really want to find it, you can. Once it's there, it's there. So I'm not ashamed of the journey that I have taken. I am me, and I don't have to answer to anybody but Allah for being me. However, I also think that it being there shows it's okay if you backtrack. It's okay if you backslide. You are not perfect. Nobody's asking you to be perfect. You just have to try. So, you can kind of see how I got back to where I am now. But yeah, so celebrated Ramadan. It was very fulfilling. My husband actually took his shahada during this Ramadan. And about a week or so later, we did our nikah, which is an Islamic marriage. And that we did our nikah June 1st, 2018. Love it. We recently got legally married and just sent in the paperwork. Not a big deal. I mean, that's my reversion story. I'm sure there are a lot of questions. Like, I don't know. I can't think of any questions, but I'm very open to them. I welcome them. Please bring them. But yeah, so that's my story. I wanted to share it with you all. In this series of the Reverts Review, I will be hitting on topics that I think are important for reverts to be able to explain to people, and also things that will let them know that you're not alone in going through what you're going through. Yeah, so that's like kind of it for now. I'm going to edit this video today, but it's almost time to go pick up my daughter from school, so I'm about to do that. However, whenever I get it edited, I will get this video put up. That's it. I mean, I hope y'all have a great day. I hope y'all enjoy this video, these videos, two-parters. Go back and watch the first reverts review video and stay tuned for the revert review videos that are to come. I just appreciate you all for your time. I can't wait to get into this with you. In case nobody told you today, I love you. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.